So we've really mostly seen companion apps, right? Where
That's
you're
right.
playing a game like The Division or Destiny or whatever, and you have an app that reminds you to do things in the game, right? So there's definitely a marketing relationship between an app and a game that works together. This is obviously a little different. Now, what becomes interesting though, like let's say Animal Crossing on the 3DS gets an update, right? Where it supports Amiibo. And at the same time, they add something else that then lets you interface with an app game, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. And like we know there's an Amiibo, then we know there's an Animal Crossing app coming out.
They
right?
have said it's going to have some sort of crossover functionality with another future Animal Crossing game. I don't think they meant the New Leaf update, which I forgot to put in news, by the way, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, but we don't know what else got added to New Leaf with this, right? If the ostensibly it is Amiibo support,
tell
which
you-
like let's ask about the timing. Is like, wait, what now? Why are you adding Amiibo support now?
I'll tell you why you're adding
no
Amiibo
Amiibo are
support.
selling for that.
Yeah, the Animal Crossing Amiibo set, I from all like anecdotal evidence, bombed. Like you walk into Best Buy, the shelves are lined with the Animal Crossing series.
Yeah, but here's the nice thing about mobile apps. You know
Or
your
Target,
daily
or
active
wherever.
users, and you can measure how many people are playing. It's very difficult for Nintendo to figure out how many people are actually actively playing Animal Crossing
I
at
don't
this
think
point.
that's true. A lot of Nintendo 3DS software does say to you, do you want to send over usage information to Nintendo? I think they do quietly track that stuff.
But your
They just don't
3DS is
talk about
most of
it.
the time your 3DS is not connected to
No,
the
if
internet.
you jump online, it is connected
Right?
to the internet.
Okay, but again, this device gets played a lot when you're not on mobile, on an actual network. Your phone is always connected. We always know when you're playing a game, and you know the usage. Which with the 3DS, I bet, especially with kids,
Pierre.
I bet you're getting only like 5% of the
But Pierre,
data.
I would agree that the most time that platform is being played, being a 3DS, it is offline. However, when you are at home, even if you're not connected to the internet, it still connects to your Wi-Fi. It's still sending out information. You get your Spot Pass info that way. I would not be surprised if they have been quietly tracking Animal Crossing time for a very long time now.
See, I don't believe this was the point I'm trying to get at. I
Sure.
don't believe that this update to Animal Crossing was motivated by so many people are playing Animal Crossing.
No, it has nothing to do
And
with
so
that. I'm not arguing
that's what
that
I'm
at
saying.
all.
Like, I don't think
I think this was a rescue
usage
plan
data
for
is-
Amiibo. I don't think this had anything to do
But
with...
a rescue plan for Amiibo only works when the people actually care about the game that the
agree with
Amiibo
that
connect
too.
to. And like, if people have moved on from Animal Crossing, it doesn't make sense. That said, there is a new Animal Crossing coming out. And like, I do think Nintendo thinks that this new mobile game will get people to talk Animal Crossing once again.
So that's smart. I'm
right?
not going to disagree with you on that, but I will say that Animal Crossing, though, unlike most games, has the longest legs possible because you are going through basically a daily simulator. And there are some people who get on that ride and
Yeah.
never get off. More casual players.
My wife's still on it.
Your wife still
She
plays it.
Restarted her phone
I have
file.
friends whose mothers still play it.
That's
like
true.
this is their only game. They are very much casual gamers who stick to one game, and it is Animal Crossing.
Yeah, so I'm curious
I don't
to
think
see
it's
how this
through
is
the
going to
roof
work.
numbers. Yeah, but it would be that.
Like just hearing, oh, we're gonna patch in Amiibo support. I think that will do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's going to spark sales of the Amiibo, and I don't think it's going to make a lot of. Some people will go back and play it just try it out.
I think it depends on how you market it.
But I think this is a sign that something's coming. Not just a mobile game, but actual connectivity to this game that's going to get patched in. And then secondly,
That's smart.
maybe a bundle or something else that is supposed to reignite your enjoyment of that game. Be like it is like, if you think about Animal Crossing as a social game, like compared to any of the kind of like the harvest-based games you had on mobile platforms, they update a lot, right? And like even your puzzle games on mobile, you'll get a new tile set, a new something added. And Animal Crossing was very stagnant.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that this signals the start of something a little bit more.
And it's interesting that it was so stagnant only because in Japan, they try harder to sort of use Animal Crossing as a way to market things. For example, there's a
Right.
Splatoon location, a Splatoon town you can log into. There's a Nintendo town you can log into. And they do a better job, I feel, of marketing that those places exist through Japanese social media and through just the way that they share news. Whereas over here, we don't really hear about it. We don't see it. They don't talk of it or mention it. But I think it is really smart to point out that this must have something to do with the mobile app. I still think this is partially predicated by the Amiibo sales thing, and only look at it from that perspective because even look at like this week, Star Fox Zero got a downloadable demo that has the video that they released. I forget what the name of it was, but the one that they teamed up with the people who make Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And it has the first playable stage or basically the training area.
Yeah.
And to me, that is basically it's a lame attempt at it, but it is a rescue plan to try and raise awareness for Star Fox Zero. It should have been out before the game came out, but unfortunately it's out now.
No, they're stretching things. They definitely have some time to dedicate to the existing platforms, while waiting for the next one to drop. And so they're doing a bunch of stuff that is supposed to reignite interest in some of the titles that are out there. And it's like, I don't mind that. I mean, I love getting, like, if they did a Mario Kart drop right now, I would go back in, I would play it. Right? So I actually love that approach.
So how can you say that about Mario Kart but not about Animal Crossing?
Because Animal Crossing, think about the type of game that Animal Crossing is. Like, I am so tired of that game. Like, I feel like I've done everything. So even if you give me a new set of things to collect, it's like fundamentally the gameplay is the same. I just got to do all the stuff I've done before just to get like a Splatoon freaking like dresser or bed, right? That to me is not an interesting way to reignite my passion for that game.
Sure.
If there was a new gameplay element.
I think for some people it is, but I think you're right. I also think, to a point you said earlier, they don't do a good enough job of introducing enough new items over the lifespan of an Animal Crossing.
Like what Splatoon did, where it was always continual updates.
Absolutely.
Whereas this is like way past. This
and Splatoon is you get a new map, so fundamentally your gameplay is altered. Yeah. Whereas, like, come on, we know the Amiibo integration is not going to be, something significant where you feel like you get something really big and new. Right?
I would have to agree with that. Yeah,
it's probably going to be like bring a villager to your town,
or it could be branded merchandise for that particular Amiibo, the universe it came from. If you have a complete Super Mario tile set for your house, or et cetera, it's very vague. But it is a strange move, regardless.
But we'll see. I like it. Like, if I sound negative, it's just because I'm like I'm a little confused that it's happening now. And not at the same time as, hey, here's our Animal Crossing mobile game. And as of this week, you can do all this stuff in the 3DS game, and Amiibo now work. And suddenly you have a really cool story with a lot of angles and a lot of incentive to go back.
So New Leaf did sell really well. It was probably the best-selling installment from the portable, one of the best-selling installments from the portable versions of Animal Crossing, probably behind the DS version just based on install, but I'd have to look that up. But regardless, I do feel that I think it all depends on how they market it. I think it depends on if the message is cool and if they find a way to get that message in front of that audience that either is still playing that game or missed out and now feels like now's the time to get it. Especially if 3DSs are cheap. You can't tell me that new content coming to Animal Crossing won't pull them in. And I do think New Leaf is an example of a game before Amiibo changed the way they were thinking about things. You had Happy Home Designer came out and it did okay, but it's not New Leaf numbers, right? Like, New Leaf was very much like, holy cow, this did well. Yeah. This is the audience we want to cater to.
Yeah. So cool. I mean,
cool but weird.
But what the heck?
Cool, but now?
Spend more time making cool games.